to Best of Six. I'm your host, Jake. Joining me as always is Julian, Larone, and Mitch. So, my voice is a little bit gone this week, so bear with me.
So I'll be taking over as host. Welcome to Game Theory.
So, we are going to start off with some news.
We've got a big theory for you today. I'm done. Thank you for humoring me.
Google has announced Google Play Pass, which is suspiciously similar to Apple Arcade. So this isn't terribly surprising. But yeah, same exact price, $4.99. Except they, of course, had to one-up Apple, and instead of 70-plus games, it is 350 apps and games. Games is obviously the main focus, but there are some non-games in here, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, it is... it is pretty much games. So, there is there's a pretty long list. They haven't released the full list yet, but there are some heavy hitters on here. Terraria, for example, is on here. A lot of games I've never heard of, some Star Wars stuff, some Stardew Valley is on here. Oh yeah, there are some non-games on here, like AccuWeather, for some reason. We got Monument Valley 2, Game of Thrones, Thomas and Friends, Race On. And I don't know. There might be some logos that people recognize here that I don't know much about. But it is obviously a direct competitor to Apple's Arcade. And is probably good for the industry.
Alright, who released this?
Google. This is
this
is the Android equivalent.
Apple Store?
No.
Okay, then what's the... Okay.
This is the Android equivalent.
I feel like the argument between buying Android versus Apple has nothing to do on what each of those things provide.
I mean, to some degree. I mean, if all the apps that you want are on Google's Play Pass for $5 a month and they're not on the iOS thing, and that's what you mainly do with your phone, then definitely could make the difference.
I take it.
And also, it might incentivize more devs to put things on one service or the other. But anyway, this is cool to see for sure. Again, I don't play enough mobile games where I would probably care to get this. I didn't even know Terraria was on Android. But apparently it is.
It was a boy. I mean, what are we talking about?
Talking about Google Play Pass, which you...
Oh, yeah, so you probably already talked about the setup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't play mobile games, so this is kind of...
Hey, but Terraria's on here. That's a good game.
On mobile?
Yeah, well, I want to...
Yeah, I don't know what it's like on mobile, but... I would definitely, even if I did play it on mobile, I would definitely want a controller. To play Terraria on mobile, it seems like it'd be kind of hard. But then again, people play Fortnite on mobile, so, like, go figure. And yeah, it's still only $5 a month, just like the Apple offering, which is particularly mind-blowing when we compare it to Mario Kart Tour. So Mario Kart Tour dropped this week, and boy, oh boy, is it something.
To go.
So, Mario Kart Tour, a few things about it. One, it is a Mario Kart game that features zero multiplayer. You play against bots, you go for high scores. That's it.
But the bots have usernames to make it look like you're playing against other people.
Supposedly, yes.
Hey, what's wrong with that?
There was an experiment. I have no idea the context because I'm remembering this a lot in my head. But they set up like a local multiplayer thing at a convention, and they had 4 tables right next to each other with 4 setups, and they put 4 people at them, but none of them were actually playing with each other, and they were told they were. And apparently they all enjoyed that much more than actually playing with each other. So your mileage may vary.
Yeah, sure. Who needs multiplayer anymore in 2019? I can just make an AI to play games with me.
So yeah, this is pretty disappointing. This is a very gotcha game style. And you earn rubies in the game, and rubies is how you buy these. You buy loot boxes, and that's how you unlock everything in this game. Well, almost everything in this game.
Here, I found a tweet that that shows the usernames of the CPUs. Here, you can put it in the on the screen right now.
Here, where did you drop it in Bo6
It's in
live
the-
chat?
Put it in the on the okay. I'll put it in the live chat.
Yeah. Um.
This is Zeph on Twitter.
Oh wow, they really try to make them look like usernames.
And they like enter the race like they're like actual people.
Gucci. Bruh.
Yeah, one of his Gucci.
What is this?
So you'll see up in the top corner there too. We got these rubies. Rubies are the in-game currency that you earn. You can of course buy rubies. They are pretty expensive. The biggest, I think you can buy 135 rubies for $70.
How much is a multi?
What is?
Oh, you do gacha pulls, right?
Oh, I do not know.
I didn't know how many rubies is a multi.
I have no idea how many rubies you have to do. But there is something in this game that you cannot unlock with rubies, and that is the gold mode. And gold mode includes 200cc. This game mode is inaccessible without the gold pass, and the gold pass is a subscription fee of $4.99 a month, the same price as Google Play Pass and Apple Arcade. For that, you get a game mode in a single-player game, and you have to pay a monthly subscription for a game mode in a single-player game, which
Wait,
is
what?
unreal. Yes, 200cc is behind a monthly
Yeah, that's
paywall.
right.
Wait, not that. I was like reading this article. It says, "It's the real draw of Mario Kart Tour is firing the pipe. I began the game with a limited amount of racers. Yada, yada. To earn more, I had to feed rubies into a pipe and enjoy the random contents the pipes spewed forth. Nintendo charges 5 rubies to fire off the pipe.
Oh,
45 rubies will get you 10
What is
shots.
this propaganda?
Need more rubies? 3 will cost you $2 in the store. Or you can splurge and pay $70.
Wait, hold on. They will sell you 3/5 of a pole for $2.
Who wrote this?
They'll actually.
This is an article on Vice.
Is it satire?
I don't think so.
The real part, the enjoyment is.
I think
random. This has to be satire.
this paragraph is sarcastic. Yeah. I think.
There's no way it's not.
So wow,
Apparently-
five rupees per pole.
And it looks like they'll do a multi for 45 instead of 50. That's what attracts you to that.
So
So you can get 3 for. What'd you say? 75.
$70.
That's,
$70 for
That's not the worst.
135 rubies, and it takes 450.
Which is 30 poles.
Yeah.
So come on.
That sounds about right. It's just the rates are the worst I've ever heard.
Yeah. So what are the rates?
There's a few spotlight things that are 1%. There's like 3. There's like normal, super, and some past super. And the thing that's past super is 0.3%.
0.3%. So let's calculate. If you were to
It's
buy
it's
your
5
way,
for normal, 1 for super, and 0.3 for the really good thing.
0.3%. So, point 0.3%, you would need 300 pulls to have particularly good odds of getting it,
High end is what it's
which would
called.
cost you $700 without a guarantee of getting it if you were to buy your way to it.
And then there's like the spotlight high ends that you can get for 1%. But these rates are still hot trash, and it's
But
not even
$5 a month for 200cc is unbelievable.
What do you mean? You don't like paying a subscription to unlock a mode in a mobile game?
I think you get like items or something.
In
too.
a single player. Yeah, you get some items and stuff. But the 200cc thing, the only way to get it as of right now is via that subscription fee, which is insane. So all in
You could
all,
spend
and we could talk about the gameplay and all that, but honestly, I don't give a shit. Don't waste your time with this one.
Yeah, you could like
It's all-
spend $2 a month to get Xbox.
Unfortunately, something that's sort of depressing about this game is it has the most number of first day downloads of any mobile game in history.
Oh yeah, right.
It
How, though?
it beat all the records. To be fair, a lot of this information wasn't known before the game came out, so there's that.
Also, it's a multi-gacha, so like, it has characters, carts, and gliders. Multis are always trash.
And is there I can't see anywhere. Is there a leaderboard?
Apparently, the game's fun to play.
I mean,
But why would I wail for this when there's no one to be better than? I don't get it. There's literally no motivation for me to spend money.
and this game isn't part of the Game Pass or the Play Pass or
can't
Apple
be.
Arcade. Seems like it'd be a perfect candidate for it.
But it's a scam. They don't allow scams on there.
Yeah. Yeah, this game's actually kind of unbelievable. Like all this work for like probably what seems like a decent mobile racing game to just throw it all in the garbage with greedy payment tactics is and no multiplayer. Like what were they thinking?
But like, I don't like what motivates you to do this. I don't get it. Just because it's Mario Kart?
20 million downloads. Wow.
Yeah, 20
Well, yeah,
million
it's
day
Mario
one
Kart.
downloads.
People know what that is.
It outdid Super Mario Run, Pokemon Go, and Fortnite.
People open the App Store. Oh, Mario Kart. Okay. And they download it.
I'm just
One
surprised it
wait.
outdid Fortnite.
$1 million
Yeah.
in player spending? What?
What?
This can't be real. $1 million in player spending.
Is it
What, did
top
Nintendo buy their own microtransactions? Just call it profit? Profit?
I don't think so.
Stonks!
$1 million in player spending.
What? Really?
20 million people download. Someone has to fall for it.
So the average that means that puts the average person having spent 25 cents on this game. But since the lowest cost item is $2, but who would spend $2?
But who would destroy South Galaxy?
No, I get that reference.
Whales whale. I don't know. This makes me kind of sad. Nintendo was supposed to,
But what are you wailing? I don't get it.
What is it? What do you mean? Look at Candy Crush. It's probably one of the most successful whaling games ever. You're not competing against anyone. But people pour money into that game.
What do you buy besides level skips?
That's basically it. I think that's like most of the microtransactions are like
That makes more sense to me than spending money on this.
Does it at least have, like, attractive anime girls?
Candy Crush or Mario Kart?
Yes.
I think you know the answer to that question.
Do you count
And I don't see
Peach
the
and
problem then.
do you count Peach and Peachette as it?
People wailing for Peachette.
Yeah.
Please no. Please don't put that thought in my mind.
Well, if you count Pauline, I think there's like a 1% chance to like unlock her or something.
Yeah,
1%.
She's the spotlight high-end, so she's 1%.
So you have to spend like $400.
Christ.
Yeah, but some people don't have to do that. They just get them first
Just
try.
get lucky.
Just like winning the lottery.
This is actually trash.
It's an inevitability.
This is gaming at its worst.
This is the future.
This is right now.
Yeah, I mean, like every game's gonna do this.
That's what EA wants you to think.
Nintendo can't even escape this, and we're screwed.
I mean, I've dealt with 1% before, but 0.3 is
I think this is Nintendo
something.
once again just not understanding their market.
$20 million.
They're like- They're like they see the phone market and they're like, okay, so they
No, I
want
think they
bad
understand-
games? I'll
I
give
think
them a
they-
bad game.
I think they understand the phone market perfectly. That's the problem. They're
Oh.
not trying to like push creativity or like, push the
Right there,
industry
they
forward
tried
in
that
it.
with
They're just
Super
like,
Mario Run, and it failed miserably.
but Super Mario
just like-
Super Mario Run was too expensive. It was just unrealistically expensive. for
They
a
have
mobile
some of the
game.
biggest
That's
gaming brands
the
in the
only
world.
excuse
Why
they
not?
needed. Mobile Pokemon game? Have you heard of Pokemon Go?
Super Mario Run was $10.
We don't talk like that here.
And there are better ways to do this. This isn't the way, Nintendo. Anyway, speaking of it not being the way,
It's just a
Last
business
of
trying to
Us,
make money. They're immune from criticism.
Last of Us
Most the-
Part 2 apparently doesn't have multiplayer. I didn't know the first one had multiplayer.
Why is this news?
I don't know.
'Cause the-
Julian wanted to talk about this trailer. I don't care about Last of Us.
Cause Joel's back. I mispronounced this.
Okay.
And
It's full on deaf. I don't know who these people are.
well, like people didn't know if he was gonna come back. He was like the main character in the first game.
I haven't completed the first game yet, so avoid spoilers, please.
I mean, I
I'm like
haven't played it.
I've been continually halfway through for a long time now.
I mean, I own the game. I just haven't played it. So.
It's-
Also, we got a release date, and we didn't know about the release date until the state of play.
What's the real? Oh, February 21st, 2020.
February 21st.
I'll beat it by then, I think.
Well, for those of us who are excited about The Last of Us Part 2, there you go. You can watch the trailer on Sony's channel.
Sorry, I don't-
Speaking of Nintendo,
Okay.
Nintendo of France has banned Hero for the European Team Cup.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So it's Nintendo of France has basically officially acknowledged specifically the language barrier problem that Hero
Here he goes.
that Hero poses, given that his spell list is just words in your local language, no icons or anything like that to distinguish them with. So if you are playing in a country where it's not your native tongue, or vice versa, somebody else is playing in your country without their native tongue, they can't read your spells. And it's not as simple as just changing the language on the console or in the game, because if you have two people playing against each other who don't share a common language, then what are you gonna do?
Ban Hero, that's what you're gonna do.
Now I hear what you're saying. Oh, just do it with English. It's the universal language or whatever. And that's fine for some people who, especially those who travel more frequently, but those who travel more infrequently and or have reading disorders like dyslexia, it can be a needless barrier for them.
And a lot of those spells are actually not words.
Yeah.
Like, just because you know English doesn't guarantee you'll be able to read that.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, you'd have to explicitly drill and memorize it. So
It's
hopefully this puts some pressure on Sakurai and team to do something about it. That Nintendo, has taken an official stance and banned it in their own circuit.
Now, of course, Nintendo Japan's probably going to fire whoever banned him.
Because they're gonna ban Nintendo of France.
Mm-hmm.
Also, in this rule set, for some odd reason, all Mii's can only be played 1-1-1-1, and the only legal stages are Battlefield and Final Destination. So I'm not gonna call this rule set great.
It's kind of unbelievable that Sakurai didn't include icons in the first place.
Well, I
Honestly,
think
have
he
to
was.
agree.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to be true to the games, because the games don't have icons.
Well, yeah, but like, I don't know. Like, I would think someone like Sakurai would think of the language barrier dynamic, despite the whole staying true to the game.
Yeah. I mean, like he did it for the Monado arts, and
I think
There's
we talked
icons.
about this a little bit, but the Monado Arts had icons.
Yeah.
they do have icons,
Yeah.
but some of those Monado arts don't actually.
I don't think any of those Monado Arts actually exist.
Yeah.
But
So
like,
those icons are like.
they're representative icons that are in the game, though. Like, it's not a stretch to say, oh, if he had this power, it would have an icon. Whereas in Dragon Quest, nothing has icons. So why would he put icons in the game?
I mean,
Definitely
he would
should,
put icons
but-
in the game because it's not a
Yeah.
single player game
Yeah, I agree.
like Dragon Quest is.
I'm just saying the comparison isn't actually that great of one.
Yeah, I agree with Mitch. But speaking of Dragon Quest 11S Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition comes out tonight.
So,
That is way too long of a title.
let me tell you about Unist.
Under Night in Birth?
That's like half the title.
That's only half the title.
Oh, yeah, what's the full title of that? Under Night in Birth, something. Oh, God, hold on. EXE late ST or something like that?
Yeah, Under Night in Birth, EXE : late brackets ST.
Yeah.
What
And as
a mess of a title.
as the person on Reddit put, "Wait, I think it made more sense when you called it Unist."
Yeah, 2 stages is kind of weird. So yeah, hopefully this puts some pressure for them to actually fix that. That's all I gotta say about that. So the last little thing I want to talk about here is Oculus Connect 6. There was a bunch of interesting VR related announcements at Oculus Connect 6. Actually, 2 really big ones, both for the Oculus Quest, which really, I think, makes Oculus Quest a compelling buy. For those who don't know, Oculus Quest is the standalone Oculus headset, that runs, it's totally standalone. It doesn't need to be hooked up to anything to play. But now they are they have now enabled the ability to plug your Oculus Quest in to a PC and play and use the PC to drive it if you would like.
Oh,
So now with a USB-C connection, you can connect the Oculus Quest to your PC. So that way it can be used as your PC VR headset and an on-the-go headset, which is really, really cool. And makes it, honestly, if you're interested in mobile VR at all, and I mean it's just a no-brainer purchase. It doesn't lock you into one ecosystem anymore. You can still hook it up to your PC then, and use it as basically like a Rift S. Very cool. They also announced Facebook Horizons. Who cares about this? It's like open world VR chat. It's stupid, but I'm sure some people will like it.
that'll make a good meme.
But by far the most interesting announcement is Oculus Quest now will soon have hand tracking, full hand and finger tracking, which will enable you to play games without a controller at all. The demos they showed were pretty damn impressive. It uses the cameras on the Quest to track your individual fingers and hands. You don't have to put a glove on or anything. Totally controller-free hand tracking, which, if it works as well as their demos seem to suggest, could be really sweet. And it's also interesting for the deaf community because you can now, in games like in things like VR chat and stuff, sign to each other.
Huh.
Use sign language because it's good enough to do that. So that's pretty wild, honestly. So they're really pushing some boundaries with this stuff. It's very impressive. So the future of VR is bright. And now, Oculus Go apps will now be available on the Quest, and you can transfer them for those who had an Oculus Go. Still don't really know why that product exists, but hey, if you had an Oculus Go and you and you want to buy a Quest, now you can transfer all your apps over. So neat. New Beat Saber music pack was announced, which is neat, and then they showed off some games. Oh, and also they announced that they are making an AR glasses system. And
Google Glass makes its return.
Similar to Google Glass. Well, Google Glass is actually making a return from Google as well. They announced that somewhat recently.
Oh.
So Google Glass is coming back. Facebook has now announced that they're working on that, and obviously the Microsoft HoloLens is still a thing. So, yeah, AR is heating up too, which is definitely probably the more day-to-day useful piece of technology. Like VR is great and stuff, but I think AR will probably be the thing that will really push it to the, something like Google Glass that doesn't suck would be pretty neat. And yeah, that's all I got to talk about that. So I think you guys know what it's time for.
Shenmue Watch.
So KFC, I don't know how much of this we're gonna play, but KFC has released
just the right amount.
I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating simulator. And I don't really know anything about this, really, other than it's made by KFC and it's a dating sim. So I think we're going to basically go in blind here. And we'll work as a team to decide what things we say and select. Feel free to jump in chat if you have any suggestions. And I'm just going to hit a new game. And we have to come up with a name. This is very important.
Jake, of course.
No.
Or Jakey.
This is Julian.
Off topic, but free.
I have no idea what Julian said.
I don't either. He said a white
Can
song.
you hear?
No.
Okay, so I said this is off topic, but Destiny 2 is free right now.
Okay.
And the name 11 Herbs and Peanuts.
Best of 11 Herbs and Spices.
11 herbs and...
I think he said
Well,
peanuts.
Is that gonna fit?
that's all I get. All right, 11 herbs and pea. Let's go. Oh yeah, so this game, for some odd reason, the audio, clips. Noticed that already? You sleep softly as the morning... Oh, I can't narrate this. So... Oh, man. This is...
Do you want me to narrate this?
Yeah, I can't do it.
The world is peaceful. Stay in the moment forever. I'm up. Or you could wake up. Now, culinary school is no time to sleep in.
Oh no, you keep cutting
You actually
out.
go to. Oh. Well,
Oh,
ignore
all
it.
right, all right. Oh yeah, there's an alarm going off. It's chickens. All right, what are we doing?
Pick the bottom one and see if you die.
Well, that'll be a quick
You slept through
podcast.
the school here and gave up the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to meet Colonel Sanders. Game over.
Oh, you died too.
You actually
Wow.
die.
10 out of 10 quality game. Good podcast. See ya.
All right, second run through.
I'm gonna leave and see if I stop cutting out. So, be right back.
You really should
Alright.
stop cutting yourself.
All right, so this time we're gonna up and at him.
Okay.
Okay. Who will be there? What will you cook? What should you wear? Time begins to fly by, and you find your imagination getting away from you. You'll need to take this seriously, or you allow yourself to daydream a bit, thinking about the future.
The latter.
Wow, I feel like this didn't matter at all. It's here finally, your first day of culinary school. So many dishes to prepare, so many students to meet. Your mind is swimming with possibilities. When you realize you're running late, you grab your biscuit and burst out the door in a hurry.
Oh God, not one of these.
Mmm, delicious. Just what you needed to wake up those taste buds. Remember that this is a KFC ad. Yikes, you're in such a hurry. In fact, you forgot to put on any deodorant before running out the door. You're sweating buckets as you rush to arrive on time. Uh-oh. Standing in the quad, you gaze upon the magnificent University of Cooking School Academy for Learning. Very
Cooking
clever.
School Academy for Learning.
University of Cooking School Academy for Learning. Here comes your lifelong best friend forever, Miriam.
Please no.
She's the most adorably awkward person you've ever met, and you absolutely love her for it. Good morning, 10 Erms and P. Are you excited for the first day of the rest of our lives? Actually, because I sure am. Excited, a little nervous. Okay, a lot nervous. Man, I really wish I had my voice for this. I could give them unique voices, but that's not gonna happen.
I'm cutting out.
That's the first thing I've heard you say in the last 5 minutes.
I mean, no, I wasn't talking, but like you're cutting out for me.
Am I cutting out for anyone else?
No.
No.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay.
It's just that this morning I made breakfast for myself, but when I ate it, I couldn't taste any love in the food. What if I'm no good? What if I fail? Classic Miriam, raised by Master Chef parents, she's always held herself to a very high standard. Okay, so she's one of those characters. Ever since we were little babies playing together and you rescued me from that quicksand box, it's been clear to me that you're the most loving, caring person I know. So, when you saved her when you were a baby?
I don't think we're getting the full story here.
But with University of Cooking School Academy for Learning famous 3-day only semesters, I'm afraid of being left behind and never catching up. This summer, she got so nervous about her first kiss that she chipped a tooth practicing on a mannequin. Should you pep talk her or change the subject to give her some relief?
Nah, we're changing the subject.
Nah.
Hit her with a rake.
So we try to change the subject to something more interesting. All summer, you've been hearing rumors about a dreamy, enigmatic mystery student who enrolled at this school.
I think I know who that is.
Yeah, I have a guess. Yeah, that's a little worrisome, but you'll be fine.
Probably
Now,
total Chad.
what about this mystery student we read on the school message board? Any new deets? Oh, get this. I heard his name is Harland, and he's no ordinary student. They say he has powers. He's had them ever since he
He's a
was
robot.
born from an egg.
Okay.
An egg like a chicken? Don't be ridiculous. But the thing about having powers, it would line up with some of the other rumors I've heard. Like, I heard he once fought a bear with just his smile.
Just his smile.
You both sigh, thinking about a student so handsome that the laws of physics don't dare apply to him. Dreamy.
I think that's more than the laws of physics.
Before you can get another word out, you're rudely interrupted when somebody smacks your books and custom engraved measuring spoons out of your hands and onto the ground. Hey. It's oh
It's
my.
a tsundere. Oh, how do you pronounce that? Aish?
It's Ashley, your arch rival. She's totally evil, but you can't help but be filled with jealousy. She can get anything she wants, and she knows it. Hello, Ashley.
What is that name?
Oh, I didn't see you there, chicken shins. Got him.
Is that like a... Not an acronym. What's the word? Like a... You rearrange the letters and becomes a new word?
An anagram?
Yeah, an anagram.
It might be. You leave 11 herbs and peas shins alone. They're perfectly normal shins. Am I male or female? I don't actually.
I've been wondering that.
I don't.
Dealer's choice.
I think they just leave it ambiguous intentionally.
I don't think the colonel. The colonel has a preference.
You can't stand Ashley, but even her name is annoying. You know for a fact that it's actually Ashley, but she had to add extra letters to make herself feel better. So I'm supposed to pronounce that Ashley. Okay.
Okay.
I can see that.
Well, that makes things easier. if anyone here knows what perfect shins look like, it's us. We're not gonna let you or your really weird insults get to us. Across the quad, you see Ashley's best friend, Van the Man, has stopped to look at his own reflection in the mirror. His pants are so tight you can casually you can see him casually working out his glutes while he styles his hair. No lie, they're rockin' glutes.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
if you are not of age, you should leave the screen. Alright. Ahem.
Well, that's the
Van.
face.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
You rang. Oh no, is he going to be doing this? You've never been sure what their arrangement is, but as long as you've known them, Ashley and Van have been just as close as you and Miriam, but substantially more devious. I can't believe that University of Cooking School Academy for Learning would ever allow people like you to attend as students. CSAL. CSAL. I'm going to call it that from now on. I know, right? You'd think they'd just hand us our diplomas by now. Or maybe hire us on as professors. You amateurs could learn a lot from us. With the first day of school about to start, there's just not time to properly tell these two off, so you resist the urge. Let's go, Miriam. Psh, see you later, losers. As you approach the door, you see a goofy-looking kid pushing hard against the window directly next to it. Oh, no. Oopsie. I think it's
broken.
I'll leave it to you. You reach forward and easily pull the door open. That should do the trick.
I love you.
I can't do this. I have to.
Oh, man. I think you mean thank you. My name is Pop. I was named after my Pop. He's old. Could somebody like this also be a student at the school? He must be one heck of a chef. Also, his name tag clearly says Bob. I guess he's reading it upside down. Oh,
Yep.
Jesus
Dyslexia.
Christ. Hi, Pop. I'm 11 herbs and pea. So, are you going to make me hold this door all day? Nope. And with that, a young man walks into the building ahead of you. Is it just me, or is he kind of cute? Okay, Miriam.
He's literally 5.
I think it's just you, says me. You both shrug your shoulders before following him into the building. Oh, man.
Is that a picture of someone that I should know?
I don't know. I was wondering the same thing. Is that like the CEO of KFC or something? Somebody should look up the CEO of KFC and see if he looks like that.
He doesn't. Well, I don't think he does. Roger Eaton.
You stand at the edge of the room, unsure where to sit. Other students wander in and keep themselves busy chit-chatting.
Why is it showing Ice Poseidon when I look up the CEO of KFC?
He's cold as ice.
It's one of his memes, I think.
Oh,
A scruffy-looking pooch takes his place at the podium at the front of the class. Adorable. So, now, quiet down, everyone, says Sprinkles the dog.
The
Who is
dog
this
mean.
unreasonably cute pup, and why is he in our culinary class? You must be Sprinkles, head instructor and CEO of UCSAL. Even they start shortening it. Please, call me Professor Dog. I may be cute and a little fluffy, but I still demand respect. Woof.
Woof.
What? A cute dog is our professor? This is the best school ever. I guess only
No,
a dog's
I
nose
can't.
is capable of picking up all the nuances of fine dining. I'm glad they explained that. Out of nowhere, wind begins to rush around you, and as a swirl of cherry
Wow.
blossom petals fill the air inside the
Nice
classroom.
meme.
no, Cherry Blossoms, all the anime tropes.
I'm chilly. Someone close the window. And then he walks in. You're immediately swept up in the aura of this new student in his remarkable goatee. Who knew anyone could be so handsome? Time stands still. It's
The
him.
world.
If it isn't my favorite
Tokyo
student,
Otomo.
Harland. Colonel Sanders interrupts Sprinkles. Sorry, Professor Dog. Before he can finish his sentence. Please call me Colonel. Colonel Sanders.
Is that his actual like canon first name, Harlan?
It might be. Is it Colonel Harlan Sanders?
I guess so.
A hushed murmur rolls through the classroom as Colonel Sanders walks down the aisle of desks. Suddenly, the room is sweltering. Sweat begins to beat across your brow. You feel like everyone is looking at you, and you're not entirely wrong. And this over here must be sweaty sweats a lot.
Wow.
Maybe we should open that window back up before Faucet Pits melts into a puddle and evaporates entirely. You two
Wow,
both know
someone
my
here
name.
is-
That they're talking about me, by the way.
Oh yeah, they're
You two
I
both
mean-
know my name. We were in the same kindergarten class. And what is it with your really weird insults? Our only choice is you turn to find Colonel Sanders standing right in front of you. So we're going to do that.
Why is it a choice?
Colonel Sanders,
Is he my-
beautiful
it's
angel
his-
that he is, stands before you, smiling gently, his hand outstretched. Boy, howdy, his classroom gets hotter than a Kentucky fryer. Please use my handkerchief. You freeze up. Colonel Sanders is talking to you. Wait, Colonel Sanders is talking to you. How about how sweaty you look? You're completely mortified. This can't be your first interaction. What if he never forgets this moment? How will you respond? Take the handkerchief or
Lady
refuse
Ori.
it? We have to take it, right?
Nah, you
Yeah.
don't.
of course.
And you stretch out your hand and Colonel Sanders places a fine silk handkerchief in it. It's so beautiful you hesitate to press it to your face, but when you do, the feeling is transcendent. It has a natural scent on it. It smells of the most delicious chicken you've ever smelled.
Yes, like
Professor Dog steps in to settle the class down and set some ground rules.
I'm
Welcome,
glad the dog is the one doing this.
welcome to UCSAFL, the greatest culinary academy in the world. The birthplace of culinary legends past, present, and future. Many challenges await you here. There will be tears, there will be blood, there might even be really adorable tiny food. And when it's all said and done, there will be a battle. You will lift your sporks and compete in the broom cooking arena.
How long?
I don't know. We might have to split this between multiple episodes. Welcome to the channel, Lady Oreo 336. Just then, another student enters the. Oh, there we go. Hi guys, sorry I'm late. I hope everyone had a good summer. I really miss quiet, said Sprinkles. Late to class is bad enough, but interrupting my monologue, you're on the fast track out of here, young man. Are you even sure you're in the right place? Don't you recognize me? This is my third year in this school with you as my teacher. Damn.
Jeez.
Everyone stares at him blankly. Does no one remember me? You're expelled if you utter one more word before I finish.
That's amazing.
Let that be a lesson to you students that tardiness is unacceptable. Even Clink made it here on time, rolling halfway across town on his tiny wheels. You turn to see the student Sprinkles is referring to, who appears to be some sort of industrial kitchen appliance.
Yep. That's a character.
Yeah, that's a character. The class bursts into laughter. Oh, Clank, you rascal. Sprinkles walks in the classroom as everyone stands in silent obedience. When he gets to you, he lifts his little nose into the air and takes a deep sniff. Your diet is lacking. Based on what I'm picking up here, you definitely need a multivitamin. You should be taking better care of yourself. Wow. You never had a talking dog as a teacher before, but Sprinkles' reputation for being smart but tough is well known. You decide and try to butter him up by giving him a treat from your pocket, but what kind? Beef treat, rubber ball, or chicken snack? I don't know why we have these in our pocket.
Rubber
Wow,
ball.
we bribe him? Well, hold on. Let's think about this, all right? He's a professor at the KFC Academy. So obviously he would want a chicken.
Yeah, but just want your chicken.
Well, he's going to have to take it.
It might be like, what is this garbage?
Yeah, I said the rubber band ball. Or rubber ball. They're-
Yeah, I think rubber ball, best not to give him food for being optimal.
Wow.
You reach beneath your apron and return with a rubber ball in your hand. Sprinkle's eye goes wide as he locks onto it. You toss the ball and he bounds after it, grabbing it in his mouth and swinging it from side to side before dropping it.
Easy game.
The thrill passes quickly. It's not clear if that endeared you to him or not. Settle down, young chefs. Take your seats and pretend to have your minds open to the amazing possibilities of culinary creation. As everyone rushes to claim their favorite seats, you're left standing at the front of the room. Only two options remain. Hey, 11 Herbs and Pea, there's a seat here, says Miriam. Colonel Sanders, it seems that no one has claimed this seat next to me, if you're interested. All right, so we sit by our best friend, or Colonel Sanders, I think.
Colonel
that's-
Sanders, what?
Come on.
Get me away from that chick.
Yeah.
You move to take your seat by Colonel Sanders. It appears he has brought no books, pens, or pencils. However, his perfect upright posture shows off a seriousness that makes you confident in his desire to learn. Thanks for offering me this seat. I've only had two rules. Do all you can and do it the best you can. It's the only way you ever get that feeling of accomplishing something. That's so inspiring, says me. A little off topic if you ask me, but okay. As soon as you've settled into your seat, the professor makes an announcement. Think fast. It's time for a pop quiz.
Oh, shoot.
Yay,
Am I
a
doing
quiz
it?
about me, says Pop. This incredibly important and surprisingly short quiz will tell me if you're ready for life at culinary school. Keep your knives sharp and your focus sharper. Here comes question number 1. A train A is traveling to point B, and train B is traveling to point A. How important is it to wash your hands before cooking?
Yes.
We have meh, depends, extremely, looking at you, Pop, doesn't matter at all.
Depends.
Man, depends if I feel like it.
Oh god.
Alright, well, we have 2 votes for depends, 1 vote for extremely. I guess I'm the tie. We'll let chat be the tiebreaker. I will agree with extremely. So it's between meh and extremely. Chat, what do you think? Meh or extremely?
I don't think anyone's going to type anything.
You have 10 seconds. With that 10 seconds, I'll be RB.
Oh, okay. Well, we have a middle one. So,
God.
I've only played one VN in my life, and that's
Where's the save option?
don't see one. Well, maybe if you click the what does the pop one do?
All right, we had a vote for extremely, so here we go. That's right. We got it right. Forest is to tree as chicken is to feather, night vision goggles, or a slam dunk.
What?
The choice is feather, But do we want to like meme this or?
Oh, yeah, you're right. It is feather.
What was the question?
Forest is to tree as chicken is to feather, night vision goggles, or a slam dunk.
We could meme and say like a slam dunk.
Slam dunk it is. That's wrong. What is the most efficient eating utensil ever created? A comically oversized fork, a meat tenderizer, or a spork?
Well, he mentioned sports earlier, so it's probably sport.
Which it is.
Okay.
What food is best for a broken heart? Anything as long as it's prepared with love and not too much salt, camel meat, and a pancake that looks like a silly face.
I'm guessing the first one.
I'm guessing the third.
We got it right. It was the first one. Is Sprinkles a good
Is
boy?
Sprinkles a good boy?
Oh no. I actually don't know the answer.
Butter him up. Say the middle one. He's the best boy.
Yeah, give him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do it.
Your total score is 4 out of 5.
That's
Wait, I
passing
have
the
to
beat.
select. That's a selection? Why?
Interesting.
Only one wrong, not too shabby. You might do all right, kid. You look up to see that Colonel Sanders has been watching you tally your score. He nods with approval. May I have your attention, students? I have an important announcement to make. Time for lunch.
Very important.
Wow, the cafeteria is as nice as any restaurant you've ever eaten at. It makes sense that a school dedicated to cooking would be serious about eating.
Oh, I'm jealous.
A delicious
Oh, yeah,
fragrance
IT
wafts.
was like essentially a piece of shit.
Okay.
A delicious fragrance wafts through the room and tickles the end of your nose. Your mouth waters. Do you smell that? That must be our lunch. It smells crazy good, says Miriam. Everyone,
It's
can I have
dog
your
food.
attention? Says unnamed student.
Unhinged student. Okay.
Unnamed.
Oh.
Is it about lunch? Says Pop. No, I just wanted to apologize for my tardiness. You see, I was... Colonel Sanders. Howdy, folks. I'd like to make an announcement. Unnamed student. Hey, I was... Colonel Sanders. It's about lunch. Everyone cheers. But I... Shh. Lunch, lunch, lunch. She said, shh. Colonel Sanders, in honor of the new semester, I have prepared something special to share with everyone for lunch. That must be the smell I smelled. Indeed, that smell. You hold your breath, waiting to see what food this mysterious student has created. You've heard that he is very talented, but were the rumors true? Is this? Colonel Sanders lifts a large bucket of his head. Its contents glimmer in the light. Piled high are huge pieces of chicken, breaded and fried to crispy golden finish. The aroma envelops you, and you begin to feel warm and safe. Colonel Sanders has filled a bucket with chicken? What a novel concept.
He stole the chicken from Chick-fil-A.
Your stomach begins to grumble as if to say, stop thinking and start eating. For years, I have developed a secret recipe for the perfect fried chicken. By my calculation, nothing less than 11 herbs and spices are required to achieve the perfect balance of flavors. You look around and notice that every other student has a pen and paper and is scribbling down notes as fast as they can. But that's all I can say about that. What, you think we want your stupid secret recipe, dude? Pshaw. Nah, my dude. Nah, says Van Van.
And
Okay.
I'm just drafting a last will and testament in case one of those ingredients is poison. Got him.
got him.
I like the hip lingo.
He looks around nervously to see if anyone else is laughing at his sick burn. You wait to see what zinger Ashley is prepared to follow up, but she suddenly takes a different approach. Yeah, and I was just like writing in my diary, Dear Diary, today I smelled something beautiful. I knew at that moment that only the hands of a true gentleman could fry chicken so tender. Oh. You see her body language change from bitter and eager to sweet and innocent as she slides closer to Colonel Sanders. She realizes
Hey, back off.
he is destined for greatness and fame with cooking skills like this. She wants them all to herself. This is something.
Okay.
Oh, please, says Van Van. Well, Van Van the man, if you don't want any, I'll take his, says me. Whoa, hold on there. I mean, I guess I'll try it, says Van Van. He takes one bite and his eyes grow wide. He starts contorting his face as he tries to hold in his pure exhilaration and act unimpressed. Easy now, there's enough for everyone. Please, my fellow classmates, dig in. You take one of the pieces of chicken out of his bucket and sink your teeth in it. It's amazing. Tasting Colonel Sanders' food transports you to another dimension. Alone with your taste buds gripping a drumstick in your hand, you float weightlessly. We have choices. Focus your mind and meditate on this moment. Try and identify every flavor. Savor the moment and everything that tells you about Colonel Sanders' culinary heart, or swim toward the light.
If you
Middle.
swim toward the
Middle.
if you swim toward the light,
Middle it is. The flavors in your mouth are beautiful, pure honesty. What a guy. Alone with the flavors, you feel something that can only be described as love. For a man, for a flavor, are they the same? After tasting his food, you try to get some one-on-one time with Colonel Sanders. Our only choice is approaching Colonel Sanders. So,
Think I'm having KFC for dinner tomorrow.
Colonel Sanders smiles ever so softly as you approach. He stops what he is doing and allows you to break the silence. Colonel, I wondered if I could talk to you just for a second. Anything for a fellow chef, says Mr. Sanders. What exactly was on that chicken? Haha, how bold to come out and ask. It's an idea I had for a new combination of flavors that will make me my fortune and establish my legacy for all time as I open a chain of highly successful fried chicken restaurants. No big deal. It's just you and me here talking. I can keep a secret. In fact, I've got some of my own I'd be willing to trade. What's the rush, says Colonel Sanders. The semester is only getting started. We've got 2 more whole days to get to know each other.
All day.
He's clearly not going to give it up easily, but it doesn't hurt to be persistent. You know what they say about secrets, Colonel? Shouldn't learning be fun? You've got moxie, I'll give you that, says Mr. Sanders. Colonel Sanders looks both ways to make sure you're truly alone and then leans in. You can feel his warm breath as he whispers. Just one ingredient,
wow.
but you can't tell. I use redacted. It's something my great-grandmother taught me.
Dang KFC, let's
Redacted? Wow. You would have never guessed that. In fact, you're not even sure where you'd get some if you searched. While you're wrapped up in the huge revelation, you notice that Colonel Sanders has disappeared. While everyone else is still in the cafeteria, you decide to look for him. You find Colonel Sanders outside, standing in the quad. Oh, it's you again. Howdy. Sometimes I like to come outside and look at the school buildings. I think about how my story will continue after I graduated. It sounds like you have big plans. I dare say the biggest. I will leave my mark on this world. You can bet on that. Alone together, you figure now is the perfect moment to show your personality to him. Neg him to show your own strength. Wow him with a big idea to add an additional ingredient to really spice things up. Be modest but thoughtful.
The first one, obviously.
Yes.
That's what I'm feeling. So the middle one will just insult him.
Yep.
So I know I've been thinking about your secret recipe. Of course you were. You don't simply forget a flavor combination like that. That's exactly right. I remember it because I tasted before. I stopped at a random fried chicken stand the other day, and their chicken tasted exactly like yours. Did you just compare my recipe to a random fried chicken stand? Well, yes, I did. But it was a really good stand, especially considered it was frozen first.
Oof. Oof.
Oh, man. Oh, this might have been the wrong choice. Frozen chicken? Colonel Sanders struggles to conceal his emotions, fighting back tears of anger. I can't believe you'd say such a thing. You realize you've done irreparable damage from your relationship, from which it will never recover. He's hurt.
We suck.
How could you? Hey,
Yeah, I thought that was the wrong answer.
Hey, 11er Slices, you saw that this game was called a dating sim, right? If that's your idea of dating, this is not the game for you.
Is this the end? We messed up. Wow.
All right, try again. Oh no.
Oh, fine. I guess
How
I'll
far
just pick
back
the right
is this
answer.
gonna send us? Hopefully, just to that message bubble.
Well, we start over from the beginning.
Okay, we did. Okay.
It was modest but honest, yeah.
Modest but thoughtful.
Or whatever.
I just wanted to tell you that I really enjoyed your food. Now you've got his attention. The flavors were
I was just memeing.
complex but comforting. The interplay between salty, savory, and peppery. It was perfect. I appreciate the compliment, 11 herbs and pea. I'm sure you'll be a big success, I say to Colonel Sanders. I know we've only met today, but I'm starting to get the same feeling about you. Oh shit. Colonel Sanders wants to get in our pants. Alright, Rico Snow. I've technically played a dating sim for this podcast once before.
Yeah, Doki
Kind of.
Doki Literature.
Doki Literature Club.
Is that a dating sim?
If you're into dating sims, you should play that.
It's a
I thought that
visual
was just a
novel.
visual novel. I didn't realize it was actually a dating sim.
It's
Yeah.
got dating sim elements to it. But anyway, of course we have Rico, but I wanted to try that path to see if we would die, and we did. We should head back inside. The next lesson starts soon. Whoa!
We have to fight off Ashley.
You step into the massive cooking arena where the afternoon lesson will take place. Each student gets an oven and all the tools and ingredients they could need. Look at
Oh,
this
this is
place.
Hunter x Hunter?
It's magnificent. Finally, we get to show our stuff. Wait a second. Oh no, we have to show our stuff. What if I totally blow it? You're not going to blow anything, except maybe kisses to the crowd of fans you're going to earn with your signature, adorable tiny food creations. Welcome, students, to the cooking arena. For today's lesson, we'll be cooking with partners. Hurry up and pair off.
Oh, I wonder who you want.
Naturally, Miriam looks over to you, but unable to control yourself, you pounce on Colonel Sanders. Hey, Colonel, would you like to tackle this lesson as a team? A team of two, that is. Me and you, if that wasn't clear.
Thank God.
Wanna be my partner? Man, I really wish my voice wasn't fucked. I know exactly the voices I'd be doing.
You want me to do the voices?
I think it's fine. I just can't make it as unique. Sure, 11 herbs and pea. I'll prepare our station. Without you as a partner, Miriam is left standing all alone. Two
Don't
different
care.
students quietly take notice. Pop, hello, new partner. Clank, beep, boop, bzzz. Oh my, two potential partners. I'm so sorry, gentlemen, but I don't know who to choose. It looks like you'll have to pick for her. Friend duties can be a little awkward, but that's the price you pay for not being alone forever.
I'd actually rather have the
Give it
oven.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be the oven. Sorry, Pop, but I think Miriam will be partnering with Clank today. It's okay, I already ate, says Pop. It's not entirely clear if Pop has any idea what the point of school even is at this juncture. Clank is clearly excited to have some attention. He heats up and begins to roll back and forth. Warp, warp, warp. Hold
that
on there,
Halo
fella.
Wars?
We don't even know the assignment yet. Technically, Clank might not have a face, but there's something charming and earnest about him. Dessert. Tissue, I hardly know you. Ah ha ha ha. Clank judders and a panel shakes loose. You get the impression that this is a sign of affection. Looks like you two will be fine, I say. Now it's time to focus on your own cooking classwork. Sprinkles. Alright, you two, for today's lesson we're going to keep it simple. Pick a basic dish and divide up the steps. No chef is an island. It takes two flints to make a fire. You get the idea. Which dish do you want to suggest to your partner, Colonel Sanders?
Chocolate.
Steak tartare, octopus to blow Colonel Sanders' mind, or your grandmother's mashed potatoes and gravy?
It's the last one.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
KFC.
because we're gonna make a partnership, if you know what I'm saying.
We're gonna dock.
It's always been something as a down-home chef. I was thinking we could make something warm, inviting, and comforting. Maybe mashed potatoes and gravy, says Sanders. I couldn't imagine one without the other, I say. Colonel Sanders casts a coy look at you, causing your whole face to go beet red. Embarrassed, you quickly turn away. I'll
So
go
am I
get
a
the
dude
potato.
or-
You're whatever
Am I-
you want to be.
Don't worry about it.
It's ambiguous. No, please, let me. Picking perfect produce is a passion of mine, says Colonel Sanders. Ashley, looks like things are getting pretty fresh around here. Does anyone have a crush on... Does somebody have a crush on Colonel Sanders? I assume she
You have a
does.
crush on Kart.
We're just cooking partners. Mind your own business. Sanders' heart is my business, and you'd better keep your fingers off my man.
Wow, she just says it.
Van, did someone call for me?
Uh,
Oh, no, geez, Van. While I'm over here crushing 11 Herbs and Spices dreams, you're supposed to be taking care of our classwork. That was the deal, remember? Damn, he's getting cooked.
What?
This music, though, is,
is
something.
the music.
There's music right now, yeah. Colonel Sanders returns, arms full of peeled potatoes. He tosses them into boiling water and turns his attention to you and your old friends. Oh, howdy there, Ashley, Van. Are we cooking in a quartet instead of a duet now? Actually, no. It looks like 11 Herbs and Pete was struggling, so we offered to give them a hand. You know how it is. These young amateur chefs need a lot of mentoring. I was going to say, Colonel Sanders, maybe I could also teach you a thing or two about fancy food. Maybe one day you'll be able to get up to my level. Ha, doubt it. Don't be rude, Van, said Ashley, with a gasp. Personally, I have no doubts whatsoever that about Colonel Sanders' abilities to concoct creations worthy of admiration. After all, your fried chicken was quite spectacular. But Colonel, if you ask me, I might make a better partner for you than this thing that positioned itself at your station. Wow. Don't you feel deep down that we cast complementary shadows, like we fit together like a thigh and a drumstick? It just makes sense. Nothing about this makes any sense, but one thing is clear. She's coming for Colonel if you don't watch out. Ashley is really going at you hard. You need to ask for some backup here before things get ugly.
Why not?
Turn to Colonel Sander,
Kill her.
hunk of hunks in your time of need. Or turn to Miriam, your forever bestie who always has your back.
Yeah, actually, no, I don't know what to
This
do.
is the only thing. This is the only thing she's good for. So it's time to use her.
Time to use her. Yeah, our wing woman.
I guess so.
Yes.
You turn to Miriam as soon as you find her, she senses it and looks back. This girl's friend in need radar is second to none. She immediately comes running over.
I'm a girl, okay.
Is somebody threatening my friend?
No.
I will destroy them.
Or not.
Yeah, no, you're not. It's still unclear.
Yeah.
Oh,
I actually think that Ashley and Van were just
Only women
leaving.
have female friends.
Leaving you in the dust vis-a-vis my skills as a chef, perhaps. But stepping away from this competition, you are sorely mistaken. Miriam, you're a loyal friend, but 11 Herbs and Spices is my partner for today's activity, says Colonel Sanders. You look for Sprinkles and hopes he might step in, but he's nowhere to be found. Darn those cute corgis and their short but sturdy stature. You look down your station and realize that in the tension of the moment, your hands have begun cooking on autopilot. Distracted by the drama, you've already crushed the boilable potatoes into a creamy mashed texture with plenty of butter and cream for flavor. It's this, if your natural passion guided you through the steps you know so well while your attention was elsewhere. Colonel Sanders, I know just what to do. Colonel Sanders extended his hand. He's holding a beautiful white porcelain gravy boat, out of which he pours a smooth brown gravy, smothering your nearly finished potato dish. Gravy flows down the mound of mashed potatoes. The results look spectacular. Granny would be very proud. Colonel Sanders holds a spork out to you. You reach out and grab hold of it, but he doesn't immediately let go. The two of you stand, holding the same spork, and for that small moment, all of the madness and pressure in this crazy world stops. Your eyes lock. The moment is electric. Time stands still. If you
So
love
what?
something, Set it free, says Colonel Sanders. Together you dig the utensil into the mashed potatoes and lift a heaping sporkful up. When you see Ashley with a sinister look, you know she's plotting against you to be with Colonel Sanders. And head filled with rage and without thinking, you fling the sporkful of mashed potatoes right into Ashley's stupid, beautiful face. Ashley, Van, do something, do something. Scooping up a fingerful, Van tastes the dripping mashed potatoes and gravy and realizes that it's delicious.
Damn.
Horrified by this revelation, he slinks away. Will he ever be able to cook something with so much love and integrity?
But my man Van always getting cuffed.
Why?
Hold on right there, 11 Herbs and P. We do not waste food in the Bruin cooking arena. Colonel Sanders, I expect better from you. If you throw one more spoonful, you'd better be prepared to eat it from wherever it lands. Pop, can I have potatoes face? Van rushes back, a covered dish in his hand. Mashed potatoes with gravy, pathetic. In just a few minutes, I prepared a full meal. Gaze upon my specialty, braised tentacle of octopus in my silky saltwater sauce. Plated on a battle axe forged by my supreme chef ancestors.
What?
Unnamed student, you've ignored me for too long. That ends now. It is I who will have the first bite, and you all will look on with envy. The interrupting student rushes at Van and swipes a bite of his signature dish right off his plate. No, don't, says Sprinkles. Something about this dish doesn't strike my nose quite right. I think the octopus was rushed and it may have turned in the process. The results could be toxic. Is this guy gonna die?
He'll never get a name then.
Too late, it has been eaten. I think I left something in the oven, said Van. Student, I don't feel so good. It killed him.
What the fuck's that?
Is this going Doki Doki on him?
He's dead.
What?
Sprinkles, everyone step back. Don't take another bite. When you look back at the plate, the rest of it is gone. You notice the tip of the tentacle being slurped into Pop's mouth. Pop winces in pain for just a moment, and then is almost immediately back to his oblivious self. Oopsie, said Pop. Tastes like poison. The entire class is gathered to watch Pop's final moments. Shock has frozen the whole crowd. They are as motionless as statues. The class bell ring, disrupting the moment and snapping everyone back to reality. It would appear Pop's enthusiasm for trying new things, despite the obvious danger, has inoculated him against poisons of all kinds. Sprinkles, I'm not sure the professors here make enough money. Ghost of students. Hello? I just turned into a ghost over here. Seeing that you're shaken up by that really annoying student and all his nonsense, Colonel Sanders approaches you. Wow. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Please, let me walk you home.
Whoa.
All right. Ghost of student. What? Like for real? Oh, come on. You follow Colonel Sanders out of the room. Oh, wow. We got a soothing piano track for those who can't hear it. With some crickets. At night.
Those sound like dogs to me.
At night, the school building has taken on another vibe entirely. It's dark and more than a little spooky. Colonel Sanders stands in the quad's neon glow and speaks softly. Those mashed potatoes you made in class today. Before you go on, I want you to know they're not a great representation of my skills. I didn't even realize I was making them. Colonel Sanders, they were amazing. Tasting them, it reminded me of why I became so passionate about food to begin with. Colonel Sanders is getting choked up. Cooking is obviously important to him in a way you find inspiring. Now might be the perfect time to tell him you're developing feelings for him. Colonel Sanders, I say, Yes, 11 herbs and pea. There's something I need to tell you. Oh, Van, hold it right there. There's something I need to tell you first. Oh, jeez. You see, when I was just a boy, I had a dream that one day I would be the greatest chef the world has ever seen. And every day since, I have been working towards that dream, day and night, never stopping, never resting. Also lifting a lot of weights. Like, so many weights. Colonel Sanders, we should follow our dreams with all our hearts, that our souls may grant them like wishes floating on a shooting star. Hey, no, you, shut up. I'm the only one here to say inspirational stuff and be the star of the story. Are we forgetting that that your cooking literally killed a guy? You can't prove that, says Van. Colonel Sanders, I also saw you kill that guy. What was his name? Somewhere in the distance you hear a long, sad sigh. Forget him, we're talking about me. Me. I'm the hero. Spork monster. The Spork monster is here to fight a hero. Excuse me? For those who can't see, there is now a giant blob with a bunch of sporks sticking out of it, with sporks for teeth and a spork for eyes. Anyway, I think I left the fridge door open. Later, nerd, says Van.
Are we
Colonel
just gonna
Sanders.
ignore the spork monster?
He's still here. Colonel Sanders, how dare you threaten me just as I was letting my guard down and connecting with another chef on an emotional level? Be afraid,
Oh,
be
shit.
very afraid of me, because I'm a monster, see? Says Spork Monster. Is he rhyming on purpose, or is that just a coincidence? But just before you can discuss syntax any further, it's a turn-based fight sequence. What will you do? That's funny. So now we have the Final Fantasy style, Well, do we attack or defend?
Yeah, this happens in House of Boyfriend.
Are we attacking or defending, guys?
We're gonna wait.
What? I'm gonna attack. You decide to go on the attack. Which attack will you use? Cook with Love is our only choice. Cook with Love does 1 damage. It just got real. That attack really upset Spork Monster. Spork Monster goes on the attack. They spit hot gravy at you. You take 1 damage. Or do we continue on the attack?
Sure.
Decide to go on the attack. Cooking with Love again, 1 damage. Spork Monster won't forget this. Spork Monster is feeling really threatened. Spork Monster focuses their mashed mind and draws in energy from Mother Earth itself. They grow larger and more intimidating. How will you respond? More attacking. Cook with Love, 1 damage. At this rate, the semester will probably be over before this fight is. Spork Monster is no quitter. Buffed up and ready to rumble, they go on the attack once again. Spork Monster uses Utilitensile. You take 2 damage from the attack. If you take much more damage, you're not going to survive the battle. So do we keep on the attack?
Sure.
You decide to go on the attack. Again, Cook with Love does 1 damage. Spork Monster is oozing cheese sauce onto the lawn of the quad. I wonder who is going to have to clean that up. Feeling vulnerable, Spork Monster prepares for the ultimate attack, Rounded Edge. Colonel Sanders steps in. Vile villain, your reign of terror stops here. Colonel Sanders summons the energy of 1,000 chickens. Pot Pie Power Pinch. Pot Pie Power Pinch does 10 damage. Spork Monster is defeated. You saved me, I say. An injured Spork Monster spews steam into the night.
Into the night, huh?
So, forget mercy, finish him, or spare the wretched beast.
Spare the wretched beast. This is Undertale rules.
You manage to tamp down your disgust at the sight of this gnarly beast long enough to realize that he is still a living creature with a pure soul who deserves your pity, not your wrath. Be gone, beast, and don't you dare come back for a follow-up encounter tomorrow. I won't forget this spork monster, and I certainly won't be back like you said. The spork monster scuttles off into the night. The defeated monster left behind a special item. It appears at first to be a cookbook, but upon closer inspection it's so much more. It's a book of magic spells with a golden chicken on the cover. You open the cover and find a library card tucked inside. The last name to have it signed out is Borko. Colonel Sanders. Borko. That name sounds strangely familiar. Your blood is pumping as you stand in the quiet of the night holding the mysterious book in your hands. As you come down from your battle buzz, you realize that your final attack has left you completely depleted. The world around you begins to fade away. Without any energy to keep your eyes open, darkness overtakes you. The image of Colonel Sanders flashes before your eyes as you fall asleep. He must have helped you get home in your tired state. You don't know if you could have made it without him. What a guy. You want to thank him, but you don't have enough strength to utter a single word, and you feel your covers being pulled up over you as you are tucked in tightly. Good night, my Colonel, I say. In your dream, you're together with Colonel Sanders. For some reason, Sprinkles is also there, instructing your love. Dreams are weird. Oh my. There was an animation of all the students and the teacher riding chicken wings. Chicken legs.
Is that the end?
No. You awake on day
1.
That was the end of day 1.
Oh, they actually continued with this game. What?
Do we want to split this into 3 days?
I think so. I think we'll leave it on day 1. Title screen. Okay. And I assume if I continue, I'll just pick up on day 2, hopefully. Let's just verify that.
Imagine a future where I can be with.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. So, that's day 1 of I Love You, Colonel Sanders. This is actually quite a bit better than I expected, honestly. My expectations were extremely low.
Did you have fun with KFC
We
dating?
did.
We just finished up day 1. We will be splitting this into a 3 podcast adventure.
I kind of like that idea. Just like in general, find some episodic stuff.
So yeah, that was some fun. It looks like things are gonna get spiced up for next week. So be sure to subscribe if you want to see more of that. But we need to finish out the show with our final topics of the
We're
night,
still on.
as
Oh,
we
well.
like to do. Yeah, we are still indeed on. So let me switch to... Alright. So, our last 2 news topics of the night. First one. Modern Warfare Special Ops Survival Mode only available on PS4 for the first year.
Suck it, Xbox and PC players.
This would be fine if it was like a week or 2, but like an entire year.
Which is, by the way, approximately the time until the release of the next Call of Duty game. So, and it's exclusive to just PS4, and the game costs the same on all platforms. So on all platforms, and apparently this is a pretty huge game mode.
Also, yay, we finally get crossplay. Let's have exclusive modes to consoles. Makes sense.
There's crossplay for Modern Warfare on Sony.
Isn't it?
Sony's like notorious for not doing crossplay at all.
And I thought that was like a big deal that you could play with anyone on this game, wasn't it?
I don't know. You tell me.
Sony's gotten better about that. People have yelled at them enough.
Yeah.
I thought this game was like the first one where you could have like play on any console, except for this one game mode now.
It's the first COD game.
Yeah.
But yeah, this game mode exclusive to PlayStation 4 for the first year. A year, that's crazy.
Yeah, literally.
That's like most of this game's life cycle.
Even
The
Epic
vast
doesn't have
majority of
exclusives
it.
for that long.
That's just bad.
Even Epic is like a year's kind of long, fam.
But
We
hey,
even go into
at
just
least-
months.
This is different than Black Ops 4, where Black Ops 4 they tricked you into thinking it was going to be a good game, and then they made it bad after everyone bought it. This time everyone's just like, guess I don't need to buy it.
I don't even understand why they would do this. Like, what possible reason could they have for doing this?
Money.
Yeah,
money.
there's crossplay. Maybe
Well, what-
Sony was like, "We'll
what-
give you crossplay. Just make it, exclusive to that new mode, exclusive to Sony or PS4 for a year."
That would be something. A year. But the game costs the same amount on other platforms.
Yes, get fucked.
Which I guess they would probably rebuttal and say, well, this feature will be in those games. You just have to wait a year.
Okay.
And this is right on the back, by the way, of the Modern Warfare leak that makes it seem that weapons will be in supply drops, which are,
Loot boxes.
the loot boxes, which used to only have cosmetic items, but now apparently they might have weapons in them, according to a leak. Which,
Hot.
oh man, gaming sucks right now. First we got Mario Kart Tour.
Oh,
But
is something wrong with that? Is something wrong with the mobile game?
Oh, everything.
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
it's awful.
We can fill you in after the podcast
Yeah,
because we
fill
did
me
our
in later.
segment, but it's bad. It's one of the worst I've seen.
I saw the link with the most downloads. I was impressed with all those downloads.
It did have a lot of downloads, which is crazy. Speaking of video games and things sucking, Fallout 76 just cannot
Okay, we don't need to talk about this.
escape. The Fallout 76 T51 power armor helmet has been recalled due to mold risk. And
Not all of them, just the Nuka
And
Cola ones.
To be fair,
yeah, the ones
this
that were
has
sold by
nothing
GameStop.
this has nothing to do with Bethesda.
No, it doesn't. It's
That
just
is true.
It's just hilarious. It of course it had to be a Fallout 76 item. Of all of the specialty items sold, of all the things, a Fallout 76 item, it had to be the one.
It's funny in the tragedy that,
It's
because like anyone blaming Bethesda for this is just wrong, because it was just the company's like, oops. The company they outsourced the helmets to or make the helmets were like, oops.
yep. Yeah, I don't
Sorry.
blame Bethesda for this. I don't blame GameStop for this.
It's just funny in the tragedy, because of course it is.
It's,
Yeah.
of course it's Fallout 76. Like that's why we had to bring it up. It's just of all things. Yeah, so according to the recall website, on the inside of the Fallout 76 theme helmet, the polyester cotton blend fabric insert may contain mold. This poses a risk of respiratory infections or other types of infections, especially to those who suffer compromised immune systems, damaged lungs, or an allergy to mold.
And I mean, by this time, kind of late for the recall, but whatever. Game's already been out for almost a year. So
Yeah,
I guess-
that recall
they
took a
were-
while.
they were also late on shipping the helmets, I think. So I guess
Yeah.
maybe it just evens out.
And it may have also taken a while to link the helmets to, respiratory illness. But yeah, wow, that's something.
Still kind of late on that recall.
But yeah, you can get a full refund if you bring it in.
Do I get to keep the helmet?
How would you want to keep the helmet?
I'll just rip out the polyester, get my money back, and keep the helmet.
Hey, if you want to
no.
risk it,
Refunds are offered in exchange for a return.
Ugh. I just wouldn't wear it. Who the fuck is wearing those things?
GameStop is reaching out to any known purchasers directly. There are roughly 20,000 helmets out there. Though
So
at
it-
current, there have been no reported incidents. So,
Okay, so it's GameStop who has to give the money back. Oh, that sucks because they're already in a hole.
I mean, yeah, this is like a double whammy. Yeah, it's Bethesda. Well, I mean, Bethesda isn't involved. It's Fallout 76. It's
And I mean,
GameStop.
really isn't either.
yeah.
Yeah.
But are
Though
they the ones
I
giving out
will
the money?
I will
for the
dispel that
returns?
GameStop isn't actually doing all that bad.
Are
As,
they doing better now?
They've been doing good for a little while.
How's their
Didn't they just
stock?
They just fire most of their a lot of their managers like
Isn't their
2 or 3
stock
weeks ago.
down to like $3?
I mean, yeah, stock price isn't everything though. Like they're I mean, remember, stock price reflects public perception more than it reflects how the company's actually doing in a lot of ways. But
Yeah,
anyway,
it's weird
that's
like
a whole
that.
topic we can talk about, is the finances of GameStop. They're quite interesting, actually. But GameStop is actually been doing better than you would expect. And in fact, per store sales have been going up continuously since 2009, which is interesting.
Isn't that when they started doing more than just games?
Yeah.
So that's why.
And in 2008, 2009, they were doing terribly, but so was everyone. So. But anyway, guys, that's all we got for you today. Thanks for watching. Tune in next week for episode 2 of the Colonel Sanders dating sim.
But we're not gonna make them wait a month.
Well, we're only going to make you wait 1 week and $4.99. So make sure you subscribe to PGD. And thank you all
Yeah,
for watching.
That finger looking good.
Outro music. And have yourselves a good night.